And we are live. Big Boss, what's up, brother? What's good in the hood? Salute to you too, brother. What's going on? Everybody, I'll let the chat load. It is 4:12, scheduled for 4:10. So my apologies for 2 minutes getting in, 2 minutes late. Smile back if you're ugly. Yeah, he should hang up the gloves. He's older than the Queen of England. Yeah, he should hang up the gloves. He's older than the Queen. So I think he's in that category where he's 44 and he's still showing that he's still athletic. He's still showing a lot of things. Feed the bear. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. I'm doing great. Doing great. I posted, I'm not sure if I can do that here, but because it's kind of difficult when you start polls. Polls are kind of weird. You have to do it when um, you have to go on there and because I want to add that link here to let's see. But yeah, I just created a poll on the community. So I was encourage everybody to go by there and check that out to see, and make a vote on what you think, built to be epic. Yes, Kurt. Okay, so yes, what? Should it be the last time or should he continue? Because I know the question is, should this be the last exhibition for Floyd Mayweather? Okay, so a lot of people are saying yes so far, but it's only 46 votes. So let's see, let's refresh. Okay, so out of 50 votes, of course, we'll let that because by 10 minutes or so, it'll be 100 or 300 or whatnot. Rodrigo Limbic, hell no. He should fight Canelo and make 500,000. 500,000? Do you mean 500,000,000? Rodrigo, no, Rodrigo, no. I believe Mayweather should fight Pacquiao. Star Wars fan TV. That's exactly what Mike Tyson said. So you're on the money with that. Let's hit that like button. Let's hit that like button. Yeah, Mike Tyson said the same thing. Star Wars. Canelo would beat him. No, well, depends on where they're at. Because if he fought Canelo, okay, like realistically speaking, if he fought Canelo, he would make Canelo come to 155. Canelo is fighting at 168. He fought as high as 175. So that means that Canelo would have to come down 15 pounds. And what Floyd might do, Floyd might bring his ass down to 152 like he did last time or whatever, how that worked. So I think that would be one of the things Floyd would do if Floyd considered fighting Canelo at 30, 31. Canelo's young, dude. He's young as hell. He's been in like, damn near 50 fights or more, you know. Motaz Ahmed, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you in the building. D 115 times. He will keep coming back out of retirement when he wants the money. Yeah, he will do that time. Floyd does that. If you notice anything about Floyd, Floyd will definitely pop up with a venue, with an exhibition, with some type of appearance. He will come back. No doubt about it. He will indeed come back. No doubt about it. So let's check the poll. Okay, so 5 minutes, 90 votes. So if you guys haven't voted, go ahead and vote. Logan Paul rematch. I don't know. Logan came out swinging, didn't he? But then when he started getting countered, it is what it is. Kofi's Universe. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Fong 19. Follow Fong 19. Hit that like button. D 115 times. Canelo versus Floyd would have to be a 50-50 split. Not sure who an A side would be in that. That's Floyd. Floyd would be the A side because what would happen? Floyd would bring Canelo to a platform since he has a promoter, since he's choosing to stick with Eddie Hearn. He's Floyd would still be that, but maybe it'd probably be like Joshua Klitschko, so it'd probably be like Canelo Mayweather, but it would be imagine Mayweather being the B side of anything that he's never lost. Let's look at it this way. If Canelo was 44 and Mayweather was 30, and Canelo beat Mayweather when he was 23 years of age, and then Canelo wanted to come back and fight him for a second fight because Mayweather called him out saying, hey, I was younger at the time. You can't beat me now. You can't this, you can't that, right? Come on back in here. Imagine Canelo taking the A side behind Floyd. You see, all you have to do is change this around. How does the shoe look on the other foot? I don't see Mayweather being the B side of any negotiation with Canelo Alvarez. Why? But then if you're Mayweather, why would you want to be the B side, especially when you just broke another freaking record with an exhibition of 8 rounds? Like ain't it like 1.2 or something like that? He's still making soaring numbers. And that's his pay-per-view cut in half. Like I keep telling people, it's not the pay-per-view model, it's the fact that the pay-per-views are too expensive. $100 for pay-per-view, that should be some shit of yesteryear. Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather supposed to have been the last fight we ever supposed to pay for $100. No doubt about it. No question. Because that fight, it had 3 fights on it. So that's what? Damn. That's like you're paying what? $35 a piece? 35 and some change a piece to watch 3 fights, and the best fight was Lomachenko showing out. That's all he was really doing, right? I don't mind Floyd fighting these guys. Get your money, bro. I mean, that's all he's doing. That's all Floyd's doing. He's like, aha, I'm whooping guys' ass that thinks they're boxers. Get in there with me. I'll show you that you're not. But fuck you, pay me. That's what he's doing. He'll get to an age where he can't keep coming back without getting embarrassed. Yeah, Karma, he took some shots though. But you could tell those shits were affecting him. That big boy, that boy's he's a biggin. Karma, he's a biggin. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was crazy. Miles Crowat, seeing a lot of talk how Logan got KO'd for a few seconds and Floyd helped him up. True or not? Look, I haven't seen the whole fight. I just seen the highlights. To be honest, I seen the highlights and I counted what I saw. But basically, what I was told about the fight, because I had another engagement. I had a dinner party I went to, had a good time. You know what I mean? So, eat some real good food. So I didn't have time. And by the time I got home, it was like almost over. So I was like, okay, the same with the Dubois fight. Remember Dubois got his second round knockouts? I'm like, what the hell am I gonna get that for? It was only $13.99 or something like that though. Seeing a lot of talk how Logan got KO'd. Yeah. How about Logan versus Jake? How about Jake gets past Woodley first before thinking about Floyd? Because Woodley might lay his ass out. You know what I mean? Even though he's on a losing streak and all that, and he had better days, I don't think this ain't the last guy he fought. So, Mayweather is damaging his legacy, but it's easy money for him. King Midas, I don't think he's damaging his legacy. I think what he's doing, he's just making money. He's just making money. He would be damaging his legacy if he was going out there getting the shit beat out of him. That would be very, very bad. Robert Estrada, walk away into the sunset. You could do that. You could do that, but I don't. But I don't think that's in Floyd's DNA. Floyd will be 50. Floyd will start thinking like this. You know, first of all, I want to thank God for everything. Without God, nothing be possible. But I think I'm gonna fight past 50 because if Bernard Hopkins will be the oldest champion ever, I think I can do the same thing. I apply the same type of regimen, take care of myself, my body, just like he did. And I think that if B Hop can do it, but Bernard Hopkins can do it, I think Floyd Mayweather can do it because I think I'm a better fighter. You know, and I think that's what he would probably do if but that's if he was a trendsetter, like if he was a scoring kind of like record breaking guy. He's not. He's not. Floyd's not a record breaker. Floyd's just a money maker. He'll take you to school by getting you money. Oh, this is gonna be the best fight, just for bragging rights. And like I said before, he was trying to survive in there. He was hugging me all night. So I showed him, even though I was smaller, I showed him who was a better fighter. And that's what it is. Yeah, man. Logan fought really well. I mean, you have to fight Floyd. You can't go in there boxing him, trying to box him. He's gonna find you, figure you out. He's gonna counter you because he's gonna be quicker. He's gonna know when to punch you. You're not gonna be able to hit him. And then it's gonna be a boring night because of the lack of skill you have for not hitting him versus what he has of hitting you. It's just going to be him hit you, and then you're going to see one guy chase another guy around the ring trying to score on that other guy while the other guy is scoring. That's what happens. And then see what happens. People that don't know boxing call that running. Gregory Musafa Pigeon. Yo, it's Pigeon. Why you block my other account? I didn't block your other account. I haven't blocked anybody's account. You got the wrong channel. Chris versus Nori. Come on, guys. He is not coming out of retirement. This is retirement for him. He is 6 years from 50. He's not going to fight a boxer. That's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. Got the voice on point. Listen, I've been listening to Floyd Mayweather since 1997. The first time I seen Floyd, he fought a guy named Angel Manfredi. You guys remember Angel Manfredi? You guys remember that fighter? He fought on the undercard. Now get this. He fought on the undercard of Tua versus Rahman. Tua had just took his first career loss against Ike Abarabuchi, and Hasim Rahman was 18-0. Yeah, tattoos, word of the day. Yeah, I think he was half Puerto Rican, I believe. But he called himself El Diablo, but then he changed. You got all those tats, and I was like, I want to change. Like, okay. Kurt, do you think he will fight Canelo again? No. The closest you'll get to fighting Canelo would be on a video game. Floyd already hung it up in 2017. Yeah, he did. Holyfield versus Logan Paul. I wouldn't want to see that. Holyfield too old. And Holyfield, he's tough and stubborn enough to hang in there. And then that boy starts teeing off on him like he did Floyd. Holyfield don't have the reflexes to do that. Mayweather has hung it up. Man, if someone said, hey, you can make $50 million and fight a safe fights, would you take it? Yep. And he kind of got some flashbacks from being in the ring. Voice is on point. Kurt is the man. Showtime scammed millions of people. I was at a fight party, who paid twice and still couldn't see the fight. Trave 202, that's sad. Why is the impression so perfect? Like I said, I've been hearing Floyd since 1997 when he fought. and they stopped it in the second round because he caught Angel Manfredi, and he just, Floyd just went off on him. And it was an early stoppage. That whole night of boxing stunk. It was a boxing after dark venue. Okay, you guys remember boxing after dark? Well, it was one of those venues. I can't remember who was the referee for the um, Floyd Manfredi fight, but I think it was like Vic Draculich or somebody like, no, Asaminios, I think, with referee Asaminios. And he hit Hassan Rahman after the bell, and it sucked because it was like, he hit him after the bell, and then, you know what I mean, then the bell rang, and he was still kind of woozy. He was on Queer Street, and Tua just started ripping into him, and he wasn't even hitting him with every shot, but they stopped it. And Hassan Rahman, he even pushed the ref by, man, get off me, man. I ain't hurt. So it was crazy. How did Mayweather do in the 1996 Olympics? King Midas, he beat the shit out of a guy, and then they robbed him. So Floyd went to pro. He started pro right after that. That's why I was so young. That's why Floyd was so young, but he should have got the Olympic gold. He should have been just like Oscar De La Hoya. They did the same thing to Roy Jones, man. Roy Jones beat the shit out of the guy in Seoul, Korea, beat the piss out of him, and then they gave it to the other guy. Yeah, I think he's silver. I think he is Olympic silver because he got beat by the guy. Well, he got decisioned by the guy for the gold. I haven't seen 50 Cent troll anyone for a long time. Very unusual. Well, 50 does what he wants to. He's busy doing Ghost and Ghost 2 and, The Rise of Canaan. And then he got another show that's a spinoff to Power. Power's a hot show, man. That shit was off the chain. I was watching that the other day. It's just Ghost Book 2 is not the same without Ghost. You know what I mean? It's just not the same show. D Hodges, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. He's representing the LDBC. What's up, D Hodges? Glad you're on, brother. I saw Jones. It was a robbery. Yeah, it was. The dude that won, he was looking at it like, I won this. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. Word of the day: if they structure it like in WWE, keep people guessing if it is real or not. It should be fake for entertainment. Nobody should be risking their lives. Nice to see some of the older fighters get paid. Yeah, word of the day, especially some of the fighters that's broke. Like, look at Michael Moore. Michael Moore's broke. He's broke. He told us like last year around this time he did I forget who interviewed him, but it was a very informative interview, and he let everyone know that, hey man, I'm broke. He broke down how the money works, how you really don't get what you like your fight purse. Let's say your fight purse is 500,000. Okay, well, you have to pay your trainers a certain percentage. Then your promoter gets like 30%. Then the taxes on the shit, you have to pay for it too. So you are left with all those after those deductions. So yeah, it's crazy. Feed the bear. Yeah, Power is really good, man. If you've seen Empire, I was embarrassed. Feed the Bear, I was embarrassed because I started watching Empire because they came out around the same time, and I was watching the show, and then I watched Empire until it started getting to like a soap opera. I'm like, okay, this is too much, and it's not even in like he went to jail. Okay, oh my God, he's going back to jail. Then he's getting out. Then and you heard Terrence Crawford. It's like I got too much just hearing the same shit. Hey man, what's going on, man? I'm in jail again, man, cooking, man. So was it Vlad TV? It might have been, yeah. It probably was Vlad TV. Yeah. But I know it was during Corona, like COVID season. So definitely. But yeah, Feed the Bear, back to that. Yeah, I started watching because I watched maybe 2 seasons of Empire, then it kind of got too much for me. But then last year, I started watching Power. So Power was like, damn, I'm watching Power. And it was just totally different. It was just like, okay, there's much more depth to it, better acting, you know. I mean, compared to Power, Empire does suck Tropicana, to be fair. And it is nothing against the show. It's just, Power is just a lot better. It's just a lot better, you know. Feed the Bear, I hope so. You can watch it on Amazon Prime. Um, how did Anthony Joshua get 100 pounds? I don't know. I don't know. No wonder Floyd avoiding the Pacquiao rematch. He would get destroyed by Manny now. Triple X, he would, but you have to understand Floyd. I don't think Floyd he didn't take this like a normal training camp. Floyd didn't. He like he said, no, we didn't have a training. We didn't have any training. We just going in there and do what we do. I mean, I've done this for so long. I know how to win. I come to win. I was born to win. So, we don't need any training for that. And then, I mean, I know a few weeks ago or a couple weeks ago now, I was in Vegas and Dean was like, hey man, Floyd's going to be there, but I had to take the flight back because I had something to do, some personal stuff. So family business. So I had to, head back. But they say Floyd was there and he trains like 2, 3 in the morning. So my flight left at like 12:55 at night, which was a stupid flight. Should have got another one. Godfather of Harlem is good, but too much political stuff in it. Should be more gangster. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, they added that in there, smile back if you ugly, because that's what was going on at the time. So you have to be in sync with what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So, that was one of the things that drove the neighborhoods and people in the poverty and people to do things. So it's an explanation to a lot of things that they'll fight again. Let's check. Okay, out of all right, so 22 minutes, we have 451 votes. So out of 451 votes, 80% is saying yes, Floyd, this should be his last hurrah. 20% is saying no. Out of 451 votes. Of course, this is early, so we'll see if that changes. But do you think it was all agreed before the fight so Logan can continue making money? Well, Iceman, before the fight, it was already no winner, no loser. So what does that tell you? So even if Floyd really got the shit beat out of him by that guy, it would be problems. It would definitely be problems. Why not Mike Tyson versus Logan Paul? Because Logan Paul he's 189 pounds, but I would watch that shit because I think Mike would catch him and hurt him. Boom. Because if Floyd was hurting Logan Paul or was stunning, at least getting Logan Paul's attention from those punches, Mike could knock him out. King Midas, I'd like to see Paul with an active fighter. It's one thing to fight a retired 44-year-old active fighter would be a proper test. No, it wouldn't. King Midas, it wouldn't be a proper test. He would get knocked out by a younger fighter. Yeah. So it is what it is. What Mayweather did would be bad for boxing if he was still active, but he's retired and was just getting his money. Can't be mad. Man, Floyd made more money than anybody. So it ain't the fact that, he didn't have money. It was the fact that he always made money. Floyd has always made money. When he left Bob Arum, he made more money because he started betting on himself. Don't that sound familiar? Floyd lost to a YouTuber. Come on, Floyd didn't lose to a YouTuber. Floyd Mayweather 50-1. Oh God. You know what? Moyd Flayweather. Moyd Flayweather. Did you watch the fight? They're not gonna do that. Even an amateur boxer would wash the Ball brothers. The Ball brothers. Javier Martinez. Mayweather elbowed the hell out of Logan. Well, Floyd does that. Floyd will hit you, then hold you. A lot of people hold and hit. He hits you and then holds you because he hits you and he brings you back in place. Then he whacks you again and brings you back in place. Then he whacks you again and brings you back in place. That's what he does. That's Floyd. Floyd has a great, like he's defensively sound with the shoulder roll, but he's able to punch off of the clinch. So if he clinches you first, then he's able to hit you. You know what I mean? That's Floyd. Just look at the and he does it subtle. Like he'll take his elbow and bow and then come back with a left hook. You know, but it's almost like Floyd will punish you for holding him because what he does is when you go to hold him, he's like this already. So if he's like this with shoulder roll, he puts his elbow up and your neck could be right where that elbow is. So that's what it is. You know, so that's what happens with Floyd. Floyd makes you, okay, you're trying to hold me. I'm going to choke. You're going to choke on my elbow. I call it the money elbow because everybody they call me they say I can't punch, but when I hit them, they try to clinch, just like Paul, like Logan Paul, and he seen the money elbow. He probably seen dollar signs because I had the elbow on him. Floyd got some good body shots in that. Yeah, he did. I seen that. I seen that in those highlights, and they're really good body shots. Say what you want about Floyd. He got some really good body shots on Andre Berto. And I really don't like to talk about Andre Berto versus Floyd because I know that wasn't a comparison. There was no way Andre Berto was going to beat Floyd Mayweather. With 4 or 5 losses, he knew he wasn't going to beat him. Look, Floyd said it himself when they asked him, well, what do you think about Sugar Shane Mosley? You talking about Sugar Shane Mosley? You talking about the guy? You talking about that Sugar Shane Mosley that has 5 losses? You talking about him? Now, Andrew Towell. Kurt, you're the biggest up and coming commentator in boxing. Respect. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Are the Ball brothers involved in this? I'm not sure. You can tell Floyd is jealous of Manny's legacy and career, always bringing him up. Nobody. First of all, you don't compare Mayweather to any fighter at all. And the Manny Pacquiao fight, I'll beat Manny Pacquiao 10 times out of 10. Floyd, you don't compare yourself to anybody, but you just clearly compared yourself to Floyd Mayweather. Like I said before, Brian Kenny, you know, you the jack of all trades, but you a master of nothing. Well, I mean, Floyd, I seem to have my job though, as you say. I don't have a job, but I seem to have my job, Floyd. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on. Legend of all sheet. Can you do an Errol impression, Kurt? Yeah, I can do an Errol Spence impression. No, okay, let's see. Where is your Howard Cosell? Oh, yeah, let me see. Out of house, Howard. You know, Muhammad Ali, He could once shut out younger, stronger, bigger Sonny Liston, but a George Foreman, someone so strong and young, undefeated, I don't really think, I really don't think he can do that at his point of his career. Amanda Nunes has put up a joke Instagram pic about fighting Kim Kardashian. Yeah, that's a real big joke. That Kim Kardashian doesn't fight with her with anything physical. Floyd just danced way Paul he could have hurt him or finished him anytime. He probably had a bet on it going the distance. He probably did. Feed the bear, don't be surprised. What he probably would have probably done, he probably had one of his homeboys to bet on it. That's easy. Had one of his homeboys to bet on it. Hey, go on the distance. It goes the distance. He racks up some money. He puts that money up. His homeboy wins. He wins. So Floyd loves Vaseline. Ask Bob. Okay, I'm not going there. Okay, Logan isn't nearly as annoying as Jake. I can't stand Jake. He's as yeah, he does. Jake Paul is like, yeah, he's way more obnoxious. Logan Paul don't talk, but but Logan's the older brother though, right? I only fight for Al Heyman. No, 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 no. This is Errol Spence. I only fight for Showtime, PBC, Fox. I'm not fighting. I'm not fighting at ESPN at all. I'm not fighting on them. Bud, Bud, he fight on ESPN. I don't fight for ESPN. Yeah. Thurman would hurt Floyd right now. You know, if I'm Floyd, I would fight Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman's been beaten. Floyd was the first one Manny was the first one to beat him. And I think here's the thing. We already know Floyd don't give a shit. Floyd don't care about that. Dolph Lundgren versus Logan Paul. I would put my money on Logan Paul. Dolph Lundgren is fucking 70 years old, dude. No fucking way. I don't give a shit how, he might be a tough, hard ass with his chest poked out. He might lift a little weights, but he's drawn the fuck up. Dude, if you've seen Dolph Lundgren, he's old, bro. He's old. Dolph Lundgren is old. Masters of the Universe, The Punisher, Drago. He's old. I'm sorry, he's just old. Work smarter, not harder. Yeah, that's Floyd. That's Floyd right there. It's crazy to guess who could beat Floyd, blah, blah. He's 50 and 0, 44 years old, retired. If all these people could beat Floyd, they would have already. Tropicana, hold on now. You can't say that because that means if Floyd would have fought them, we would have saw what happened. Floyd didn't fight. He didn't fight those guys. But there was a reason Floyd didn't fight guys like Keith Thurman at that time. It's just what it is. Keith Thurman had a hunger like I ever seen. He started like a fucking spark plug, didn't he? See, Keith Thurman was a radical, bone, thugs, and harmony looking cat, looking like he from El DeBarge with a chip on his shoulder. You know what I mean? Ready to whoop anybody, fight anybody. He telling guys like Paulo Malignaggi, when Paulo Malignaggi was a welterweight, when he was still fighting, you better not duck me, son. You better not duck me, son. Right? He said that to Amir Khan. I can't wait to smack him up. He was trying to fight all those guys. He did not get those fights. Floyd, he wanted Floyd. Floyd ducked him. Floyd fought Andre Berto, a four beaten fighter. He was beaten 4 times, 4 losses. Keith Thurman just got beat a couple of years ago by Manny Pacquiao. Matter of fact, I don't even think that that Keith Thurman has even went back into the ring. So everybody took a long hiatus from the ring. You know, did I get him? The clip taken out of context. He wasn't holding Paul up. So far, I've only seen a clip where Floyd almost knocked out Logan Paul. Well, I mean, he hit Logan Paul, and Logan Paul had to hold on. And you think you're getting hit by a dude that's 155 pounds. Imagine what somebody bigger or younger would do. Because, see, somebody younger wouldn't play with Logan. You know, I mean, he got into it with KSI. He lost to KSI. But I knew it would be interesting because Logan Paul ain't a boxer. He's a little scrapper, so he's fighting. Once upon a time, Thurman, LOL. But yeah, I'd watch Floyd beat him up. I mean, Floyd should fight him. And if Floyd fought him and knocked him out, Floyd would like, see, like I told everybody, Manny Pacquiao, he ain't on my level. He might be able to take on a young buck, but me, I'll be able to stop him. Cocksucker. I hate gnats. I hate flies. Use chopsticks here. Mr. Miyagi, yeah. What do you think about Badu Jack's future? Badu Jack? Maybe a couple fights left. That's it. I mean, legitimate fights. You know what I'm saying? Kurt, what if Mayweather fought KSI? That would be stupid. You know, I wouldn't want to watch that. I mean, that's another YouTuber. What are you fighting YouTubers to show them that you're a boxer and you're good at doing what you knew to always do since you were fucking 4? I'm just showing them I'm the better boxer. Dude, they're not boxers. So no, I wouldn't want to hear that shit. I think Danny Garcia should retire. He can't wash any top welterweights. And he definitely can't beat any of the 5 super welterweights unless he drains them. No, well, that's not going to happen, legend of all sheet. What happens with that is he's not going to do that because he's moving to 154. Kurt, do you box? Yeah, I mean, I spar here and there. Got a heavy bag at the gym. You know what I mean? I train somewhat. I need to train a lot more. You know? What's sad, Mayweather versus Paul might sell more pay-per-views than Fury Wilder 3. Yeah. Floyd does that, though. Floyd competes with everybody, but claims he doesn't compete with nobody. That's what Floyd does. So if any fight that's going on right now, he puts Floyd takes people's dates because he sells more. Ain't that a bitch? He did that to fucking Deontay Wilder one time. I'll take his date. He ain't gonna fight. He ain't gonna fight that date because I'm gonna take that date. Kurt, do you think Hurd can really come back from his very disappointing loss? This has really set him back tremendously. Smooth Will, he'd been set back. When he fought Lara, that was his premier win. And that was for a unified opportunity. Then he lost that shit. He was going to fight Jermell Charlo, but Mr. Al Heyman, he wants a fight to build and to build and to build. You can't keep fights building for so long. Hendricks Lee Rowe, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Nowadays, everyone got something to say, from Tyson, the Gypsy Queen to Deontay Wilder. Then now back to Smooth Will about the Hurd. Yeah, Hurd, when he got taken out by was it Williams? Because I was about to say Paul Williams. J-Rock, yeah. When he got beat by J-Rock, it was definitely disappointment because J Rock wasn't even known to be a big puncher, and it shows you how tough those fucking Charlos are. See, look at Jamal. J Rock was beating Jamal until Jamal caught him. It was over with, but he was still able to take punches from that guy. Reward Kurt, #1 YouTube commentator of the year. You make fights better. Cheers. Appreciate your Tropicana. I can't wait to get back to the other one. Counterpunching it. King Ali L. Counterpunch Keith. Once upon a time, Thurman should have stayed at 154. First off, do you think Floyd should fight in the Legends Only League? Well, here's the thing. It has to be somebody he fights. He ain't going to fight no boxers. Floyd ain't fighting no boxers in any legacy. He ain't going to fight nobody like that. He bringing people to the platform of boxing that have no business being there, and he's making them pay. He's paying them and then making them pay. Mayweather versus Oscar De La Hoya. Now I would watch that. That I would watch. Because Oscar, in between his fucking alcohol and drug binges, he trains. And he looks like he's in pretty good shape now. Now, I don't know how long he could keep that shit up, like, sparring or whatnot, but he still has the reflexes and the speed. And I would watch Floyd versus Oscar, but Floyd ain't gonna fight Oscar. You know what I mean? He ain't gonna get him this. He's not gonna give him that satisfaction. There's a fly behind you. No, that's actually a tack. It's like a screw. Little Bullet. Hi all. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the super chat donation. The love is much appreciated. Appreciate it. Javier Rodriguez. Nobody fought Floyd, Paul. Mayweather got handled by a guy who can't fight. No way around it. Genuine question is, KSI now better than Mayweather? No. JH Lethal E. Mayweather versus Paul sold 600,000 to 650,000 US buys. Pretty good. KSI will beat Floyd up. Floyd is old. Yep. KSI is a big, young, and athletic. Somewhat. Frankie A.G. Nostros. Or Nostos. I'm saying that wrong, old time. I'm saying Nostros. But it's Nostos. Okay. What's happening with Lomachenko? One loss on points, and no one seems to be talking about him. Frankie, you're absolutely right. I don't know what's going on. I've seen a couple like training sessions. He was working with that elbow, but I don't know what's going on with Lomachenko. You don't even hear Bob talking about Loma no more. Loma needs a rematch with Teofimo. That's the biggest fight that could happen at this point. I think at this point, I'm going to challenge Floyd. Do what you must. To be fair, Logan is a better boxer than KSI. I don't know. KSI I don't see him getting back in there again. I think that was just kind of a one-time thing. Oscar is too old. He's 47. If he's not 48, I think he's 48 now. So it's time to get some nice top 20 heavyweight fights. Want to see Ruiz versus Helenius and not this fake fight. Yeah, I would like to see Ruiz versus Helenius. Yeah, that would be good. Hey, Ruiz versus, you know who I want to see? Well, no, I don't want to see that now because we already saw that. Yeah, Ruiz. Yeah, Ruiz versus what's the Polish fighter's name that took it to Charles Martin? I forget his name right now. It's fleeting me. Kurt, the WBA has raised Ortiz to #2 despite not fighting anyone. Explain. I can't explain it, bro. I did a video on it and I don't know. Like, how can you just move someone without even fighting? You beaten Alexander Flores. He took a dive like Malik Scott and then you're moving his ass to #2 slot? Bars. Floyd shouldn't be fighting big guys. He shouldn't. And he's lucky that guy didn't have power and knocked the piss out of him. Now imagine he gets knocked out cold by this big ass dude. People are gonna be mad. We gonna have another glove gate. What's up here, guys? This is Dante's Boxing Nation. Apparently, we have more cheaters in the sport of boxing as they come to the platform. Logan Paul, since he has the complexion for the complexion for the connection. You know, he's able to get away with cheating our brother Floyd Mayweather Jr. and making him, getting him and knocking him out unconscious. There's going to be a release of information that will make Logan Paul guilty of all charges. Adam Kalnaki, that's it. That's it. Kalnaki. Hang one up. I mean, hang up the exhibitions. Hold on, let me see where I'm at. Let me see where I'm at now. Okay, we should have over, where are we at? Okay, we almost have 1,000 votes. Okay, so it is actually up the ante between, it's 82% said yes, he should hang the gloves up, hang the exhibitions up. That's what I meant. Boxing Logics United. Myron in the building. Or Arthur Spilka. Hell no. Arthur Spilka, yeah, he's done, dude. He almost got his clock stopped against Chisora. Chisora mauled him, knocked him smooth out. He was over with. Maybe that was some damage Wilder gave to him, because the Wilder hit him and damn near took his head off his body. But Haney did a lot of grabbing. Yeah, he did at the end of that fight. He did, because he got hurt. He got hurt by Lenatus, and it was messed up. You know something crazy though? Let me share something with you guys. Last night, I had a dream that Devin Haney but he got beat. He got knocked out. And I'm not sure who he fought. And it wasn't anyone that was like a Ryan Garcia, nothing like that. But no, I had a dream that Devin Haney got knocked out cold. You know? No, so serious. And I was like, oh shit, that's bad. Yeah. Yeah, please, enough of this garbage YouTuber old man boxing. Do an Aki impression. If you know, you know. So, you know, like I was saying, glove gate. Tyson Fury has the protection. Therefore, he got a complexion for the protection. And he will go to jail on all charges because he was found guilty of all charges due to a secret judge. Secret judge. Yeah, then I woke up. I know, right? Kurt, who do you want Logan to fight as far as a real boxer? I'll say, you know what? Let's do this. Fight somebody his own age and fight somebody. You know what? Fight someone his own size. Put him there with Joe Smith. Put him in there with Joe Smith. And watch Joe Smith knock his ass out. Put him in there with Joe Smith. Give Joe Smith a pay-per-view. Give him the exposure. Give him that opportunity. Give him that, you know. Coincidental list. Yeah, them freaking guys are a trip. Can hardly blame Floyd. He's making bank for exhibition. Hey, that's true. I think exhibitions are more than they used to be. You know what I mean? I think that's because, see, Muhammad Ali did an exhibition with Rocky Marciano once upon a time. Do you guys know that? But exhibitions were more of a playful, like, you know, you tab me, let's go around the ring, I jab. None of this shit. This is like, these exhibitions, quote unquote, now are like, dude, I'm going to beat the shit out of you and knock you out on the cool. You know? I'd pay to watch Blue Blood versus me. Yeah, that would be like some lower um, the numbers would go up. Like, hey, these YouTube boxing dudes, they're always into it. You know, pay-per-view counterpunch versus Blue Blood Sports. Where do I buy this? Yeah, that would be a trip. That would actually be that shit would actually sell, believe it or not, because no one ever thought about YouTube boxing channels fighting. Warren, my money's on Kurt. Well, it should be. Your money better be on Kurt. But then again, uh, Blue Blood used to be a fat guy. So he might have like fat guy strength. So he might catch me with something, fuck me up. Yeah, I used to be a fat guy. I used to be big upstairs, but I still have the muscles to tussle. So all my peopleizations, uh, bet your money on Blue, all one word. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV coming at you, fighting counterpunch boxing news. And this time in this news, I'll never lose. Stay tuned for a pay-per-view, $39.95 for the ones in New York. I have a discount for you, $5 off if you buy 2 packs of Newports from the Citgo, and you will get a 5% discount off on pay-per-view. Just hold them the blue receipt, and the receipt is blue, and you know what to do. It's your boy Blue. Kurt, in your opinion, how do you beat a skillful fighter like Usyk? Because no one has beat him or exposed him. Knock him out. Knock him out. They had to do the same thing to Chris Bird. They weren't going to beat Chris Bird unless you knock Chris Bird out. The only person that beat Chris Bird was, no. The first person to beat Chris Bird was Ika Barabucci. Ika Barabucci brought a lot of people their first loss. Sorry, late to the party. Blessings to you, Kurt, and everyone in the chat. Alan Skill, counterpunch to you. What's the deal? But yeah, Joseph, no, you don't beat like Usyk. You have to knock Usyk out. You're not gonna. For one, he has stamina, endurance out of this world. You're not gonna beat him like that. Blue would do a Ruiz on Kurt. I told you I was a better, stronger guy than him. Mike Adams, Kurt, if we ever seen it, who wins out of Spence Crawford? Depends on when it happens, but I'm sick of hearing about them too. No comment. Because, Mike, I always put my money on Terrence Crawford. Errol Spence, he went to the wire with Sean Porter. I know Sean Porter's a different style and everything like that, but Sean Porter, he was beaten by Keith Thurman, but barely. Sean Porter's one of those almost. That's his nickname to me. Sean Porter's nickname is Almost. Sean Almost Showtime Porter. You know what I'm saying? Tyron Booth versus everyone. He's insulted. Yeah, that's true. He pissed off Terrence Crawford, we got passports over there, I let Tyron Booth know we got passports over there. We got passports. We can take a flight. And he can say that in my face. He can say my wife is fat in my face, and then I'll put him on his face. And we'll see what he do. That's all I can say. Terrence Crawford, he ain't no shit talker. He's just real quiet. He's a silent killer. Those are the worst kind of guys, though. Kurt is a legend at boxing voiceovers. His Floyd was the best I've ever heard. Yeah, well, Floyd was hell. Floyd tells it how it is. Man, you guys, if you want to laugh, go watch Manny Pacquiao versus Brian Kenny. That shit, I'll watch it here every so often just to hear it again. A fighter with a long jab and grab could get a joy against Usyk. What's he's going to do to stop a bigger boxer leaning in on him? Blues won. No, that's not true. Absolutely. You couldn't be so far than the truth. I'm going to tell you what he's going to do. You're not going to be able to jab him, right, like you think. Because the moment you think you got him at a point, he's going to pivot around you and counter you with his left. See, if you're referring to a guy that is orthodox, he's going to take him apart. It may be interesting if he fights another southpaw that has a longer reach, but Usyk is good at, like, you're not going to be able to place a jab at a person that's not stationary. You're going to have to pump that jab in his face, and you're going to find yourself when look, fighting someone like Usyk, he's a person that uses the ring and he has great footwork, right? Okay. He has great footwork and he knows how to use it. He's not going to sit there in front of you and let you pepper him with a jab. This is not Daniel fucking Dubois. Okay. That ain't Usyk. Usyk is a dude that knows lateral movement. He's a dude that made the king of the, okay, who is the king of the jab and grab? Can you guys tell me who is the king of the jab and grab? Can anybody tell me that? Who's the king of the jab and grab? He said Ali. Good one, good one, little G. Said Ali. Blues won, Vlad. Allen Skill, Vlad. Floyd stayed away from Paul Williams. Yeah, he did do that. Well, to be fair though, he got in a car accident before that fight was finalized, to be honest. And to be fair about it, that's what happened. Now he ducked Winky right. He did that. He ducked Wink. Because Wink would have been a problem for anybody, especially with that popping jab, and he's just, you can never catch that motherfucker flush. He swells because he's a very fair-skinned cat, and he blocks so well when the guy throws a heavy hand, he punches it, but it also punches him. So the impact from his glove blocking it makes damage to himself. Okay, Vladimir. He said Johnny Blaze said Floyd, Bobby Collins, Vladimir, Klitschko. Fury is good at it. Klitschko. Maybe Larry Holmes, Klitschko, Big Juggernaut, Klitschko, King Vlad. Okay. That is the king. You guys, everybody that said Klitschko, everybody from Ivan to, everybody else. You talking about a guy that's 6'5". He's 6'5". And he couldn't hang. He couldn't hang with Usyk. He kicked Usyk out of his media workout. You guys know that he kicked him out of frustration because Usyk was getting to Vlad. So yeah, somebody with a long reach and stuff like that, he can get under that. That's what the agility's for. He's very agile. I jab and grab my missus. Slide Tendencies. What's up, brother? What's up, King Kirk? Counterpunch to you, my guy. Slide Tendencies 87. Counterpunch to you, sir. Counterpunch to you. Sorry, I was never a Klitschko fan. Me neither. Johnny Blaze, me neither. I hated Klitschko. Listen, let me tell you guys something. 5-6 years ago, I hated the heavyweight division. There was nothing there. Slide Tendencies. Welcome to Counterpunch Silver, bro. You're in here. You got the juice now, man. You got the juice. Arizism. Kurt. Yes, Kurt. How you doing, bro? I'm doing good. Doing good. Q. Kurt, are you talking Usyk serious? As I can see him upsetting AJ easily. Only hope is AJ to knock him out. Big boss. It has to be a point where AJ hurts him to the point that it stops him from doing what he normally does. Or he knocks him out. If he doesn't knock him out, that's a wrap. Because what's going to happen, Usyk's going to get in his rhythm. Usyk's going to start landing punches to the body. He's going to start landing combinations upstairs with a nice, firm, balanced attack. They don't have to be hard shots. They just have to land. He's not trying to knock you out unless he finds out he can hurt you. Because, look what he did to John Witherspoon. John Witherspoon was a guy that was a replacement for Tyrone Spong. Tyrone Spong was 14-0 with 14 KOs. I really do want to see what happens in that fight. I was pissed off because, of the drug test and he failed or whatever. And he was like, "Hey, it wasn't me, bullshit. It wasn't me or whatever." But it is what it is. Um, yeah, but I mean, no, I doubt. No, man. Usyk does the same thing. He gets acquainted with you. He listens. He waits to see what you can do. He does not get tired. Okay, and I haven't seen a person that hurt him. I've seen Tony Bellew catch him a couple times, but I mean these were like glancing blows that looked good. But what we didn't realize is that Tony Bellew was burning his energy. He was burning himself out quickly. Okay, Fury had brought boxing back to life, but he is shady. Look, let me tell you something about Fury. Fury upset Klitschko, and that is that. Okay. He didn't bring it back. He brought the opportunity for it to come back in the heavyweight division. He didn't bring it back. He might have opened the door, but that door was like it's closed as soon as he opened the motherfucker. He opened the motherfucker, ran in, and ran right back out. You know what I mean? That's what happened. A lot of people hyping up Usyk. I mean, they should. Kurt, have you heard about the new EA Sports Boxing Club video game? Looks dope. Canelo and Butter in it. Mike Adams. I went to GameStop the other day, a couple weeks ago, and got my bubble popped. It ain't. It's supposed to be coming out. There's no date. There's none of that shit. So I keep up with it because Showbiz, he's getting hype off that, and I don't want to get my hopes up because look, I love Fight Night Champions. I love Fight Night. What was it? Was it the first Fight Night? Fight Night Champions is the best, people. If you're gonna play a game, play Fight Night Champions. It's mature. It has all the tracks on there. They don't have to blog out any words. It's a very good storyline. You play this guy named Andre Bishop. It is the shit. Okay. Usyk will need a cherry picker to reach AJ. Okay. After watching Logan's match tells me Floyd never went higher than welterweight for a reason. Gotta give credit to Canelo. He risked going up at least. Mo, Canelo's a bigger guy though. He's a bigger guy. So you can't give him too much credit. Listen, Canelo Alvarez fought at 155 for a reason. He fought at 155 because he could no longer make 154 at the time unless he drained himself. He looked like Skeletor. So he looks a lot better now since he's filled out, but back then his torso looks kind of funny anyway. Like he has a bone and like his a bony torso. So when he was losing that weight, he looked nasty. you know, Usyk has a pretty good poker face. Yeah, he does. Johnny Blaze, if Joshua beats him, Usyk will be considered a nobody and a joke. J.H. Lethal. It's shitty for Usyk, ain't it? Because see, what happens is if Usyk upsets Joshua, they'll make Joshua look like a bum. See, he was a hype job. And I bet you the people that will be talking about him if he loses to Usyk, I think Usyk can outpoint him. But the people that will be talking is Wilder, White. You know why? Because Wilder, White, and I can't remember who else. Those two in particular said the same things. He better not come to heavyweight. He better stay where he's at. And if Joshua gets beat by him, they're going to talk shit about Joshua more than the law allows. But if Wilder should known anything about talking shit about people, he should learn that by now. He should focus on his fight with Fury. Because the moment he gets beaten, he wasn't ready. No, well, Wilder fights before him. So, to be fair. But they're going to talk shit about Joshua. I told you he didn't have a heart of a champion. I told you he was ducking. I offered him $50 million. He didn't want to take it. Him or his blue-eyed devil promoter, Eddie Hearn. Ricky Torre. Why don't LDBC mention the dive Malik took with Deontay? Not a peep today. Ego talking. Tyson not wanting to show the ref the gloves beating a dead horse. That's what they do, Ricky Torre. That's what they do. They don't talk about Malik Scott. They don't talk about Vladimir Klitschko. They don't talk about Shelly Finkel not letting his two fighters fight each other, even though they're fucking champions. They don't talk about those type of topics. They don't do that over there. You get one that does that, I'll guarantee you he'd be kicked out the LDBC because the LDBC only speaks of certain things. And the certain things they speak of don't involve the things that I mentioned. That's all it is. Isaac Frost is a tough sob. Son of a bitch. Yeah, he is. I played Fight Night Champions for years. Great game. Mike, I wish that game could be listen. They don't even have to make a new game, right? Mike, listen. They don't even have to make a new game. They should just remake Fight Night Champions for PlayStation 5 and Xbox One. Then have the option to buy the up and coming fighters of today. Like you can put Anthony Joshua on there, Tyson Fury, Wilder on there. Imagine Wilder with the right. Oh! And he knocks you out. Everybody picks Wilder, and Wilder fucking knocks everybody out, and you get mad. You know, I was beating his ass until he hit me with that right. Well, I mean, have you ever seen a Wilder fight? Bars. Quan Big Guns. Yeah, it is a good game, Mike. Absolutely. I love it. I love that game to death. Quan Big Guns. AJ will KO Usyk easy, in my opinion. Okay. He has to. I mean, it's a win. It's a win-win and it's a lose-lose. Because, see, if Joshua beats Usyk, knocks him out, it's expected because he's a heavyweight. Usyk will go to 0. If Usyk beats Anthony Joshua, then Anthony Joshua would be called a bum. That's how it goes. You see the difference? Like either guy, if it wins. Now, Usyk will be praised if he beats Joshua, but not as much as it would be if he goes in there and beats everybody else. But see, Joshua still has that shit hanging above him. He still has that, with the Andy Ruiz fight, AJ will, yeah. Usyk is very fit and able to move around the ring pretty good. Yeah, I know. Ronald Finkley. Yeah, Floyd did a great job draining Canelo down. You could tell Canelo was visibly weak. Well, I couldn't tell that. I don't think he could hang with Floyd. I just don't think he could hang with Floyd. Canelo just didn't have what it take, and he used it wrong. He tried to box Floyd. You don't do that. Floyd put him in the middle of that ring and made him his bitch. That's what Floyd did. He played a cat and mouse game with him. He used himself as bait. Canelo fell for that bait, and Floyd countered him each and every time he attempted to counter Floyd. That's what he did. That's what Floyd did to Canelo. Think about it. Floyd came up there right in the middle of the ring. He would throw shots to see what Canelo would do. Look at that fight. This is what he did each and every time. Floyd, he came right in the center of the ring, with his setup, right? And with the shoulder roll. He would throw a jab or a hook to see what Canelo does and to see how far Canelo takes it. And anybody anxious like Canelo was and as overzealous as he was in those days, he was trying to knock Floyd's head off. And then when he would try those shits, Floyd would then either graze, duck, slip, move, bob, weave, and counter backs, and he could do it in or out. But he took Canelo to school. He took him to school. Yeah, no, word of the day. Canelo did not look weak. I disagree with that. 152, no, stop. And then see, we don't even know who really did that. I think Canelo, I don't know who, because, Floyd said, well, no, it wasn't even Floyd. It was Leonard Ellerby said that they suggested, hey, we can come to 152. Now you ask Team Canelo says, we never said that. We never said that at all. So we don't really know who to believe when it comes to Team Mayweather or Team Canelo, because they said that Floyd's side said, hey, come to 152. Floyd's side, Leonard Ellerby said, no, they recommended that. We didn't even recommend that, So it is what it is. But Logan Paul is better than Ali and Tyson. I'm looking at this. I'm like, but Logan Paul is better than Ali and Tyson. Richard F. Man, you better get on. You better get on. You know, big balls. Klitschko is AJ's best win, but Usyk win would scratch that. Mm. That was probably one of his toughest fights. Besides the fight that he lost against Ruiz. Mm. AJ has everything to lose. Doesn't matter who he fights. Well, he has everything. I mean, who puts it on the line more than Joshua? Nobody. Because nobody has been where Joshua's been before Vladimir. Okay, because Vlad had those belts. He was the unified. Then Fury had him, but he had him for like fucking 2 minutes. Then he got out of Dodge. I think Canelo was outboxed fair and square. He was. 190 people on 65 likes. Come on, people, hit that like button. Yeah, hit the like button. But they're probably spies from the other side. Fuck him. I hit the dislike button. Okay, cool. Little bullet. The odds on the Joshua versus Usyk are very close. It should be. Usyk is a guy, man. He doesn't know how to lose. He doesn't know how to lose because he's never lost. Joshua's the only man in heavyweight fighting his mandatories at this point. Wilder and Fury is all cap. Yeah, because they don't have the responsibility to do what they're supposed to do. Because nobody really has made them. And Tyson Fury, despite having the belt for the while he didn't do anything that he should have done. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do anything that he could have done. He's just, Caballero. He could at least fought Caballero. That didn't happen. I heard if Wilder loses, his new excuse is he had a spell on him, cursed. Black Book of Excuses will come out after the Wilder fight. We'll see. I think Usyk will come in heavier, look like he is putting on weight. I see AJ breaking him down and slowing him down until he switches off his lights inside 8. Will be a tough fight regardless. Little bullet. Fantasy fight prime for prime. Mayweather versus Sugar Ray Leonard. Who wins? Mayweather. Mayweather beats Sugar Ray Leonard. It will be a good fight. And Sugar Ray Leonard's, he's a little taller. He can, it would be a very good, I think it would be close because, see, Sugar Ray Leonard, I think, would have beat Oscar De La Hoya. But see, the type of fight it would have turned into a fight like Sugar Ray would have to crowd Floyd and try to steal the rounds at the end. But this depends on what Floyd we're talking about, right? I agree with James Tony. To be considered a champion, you must have defeated at least 3 title defenses. Old school. I'm with you. Why not? Bon Scott's finger. AJ was fecked after the Miller tested positive. If AJ had prepared for Ruiz, there is no way he would have lost. He didn't prepare for anybody. He didn't know who he was fighting, and he thought like, well, I'll fight anyone. Kurt, which Rocky movie is your favorite? I bet it's Rocky 4. Oh no, man. I actually like well, that's Rambo. Rocky 4 is good. It's good. I like 3 too. I like 3 and 4. Pernell Whitaker versus Mayweather, two defensive greats. I still give it to. I don't know because Pernell in his prime was an absolute monster, and he's been a southpaw. He would have gave Floyd problems. He would have made Floyd miss a lot of punches, and then Floyd probably would have got caught with something coming in trying to attack too hard on someone like Pernell Whitaker. But Pernell caught his shots too. Kurt Hitman Hearns versus Canelo. Who you got? I don't know. That's a good fight. Very good fight. Sugar Ray was too fast. I reckon he would have beat him. Neither is my favorite. Hagler was my favorite. Hagler's a beast too, man. God bless the dead. I ride with Wilder and I want him to KO Fury, but I don't think he lost codes of white privilege. He needs to improve to beat Fury. Leonard had tougher competition. One moment, guys. Hang on just a second. Here we go. Froch had a glass chin. He was a caveman. Look, everybody had their disadvantages. But I am back. He said the Great White Hope with the Damian Waynes also. Yeah, that was one of my favorites. Samuel Jackson played like the Don King like character. Ricky had never had a glass jaw. Yeah, you can't really say that. It's just he just got knocked the fuck out. I mean, see, let me tell you guys something. Just because you get knocked out doesn't mean that you have a glass chin. Okay. Now, if you're somebody like Amir Khan, Amir Khan gets knocked out all the time. So you know what I mean? Alan Scantini with Michael J. Fox was that funny, man. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. Kurt, can you do your Oscar and Chisora impressions? Yeah, I can actually. I can. Um, I don't have my glasses, but I got the beard and stuff for Chisora. You know, Chisora's like, oh man. Man, I'm telling you, Wilder's Fury, they're gonna fight 2 more times, man. It's not gonna work. He's not gonna fight Joshua no time soon, man. He's not gonna fight him, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, man. He's not going to fight. Wilder has a contractual agreement. He has to fight Fury. Fury has to fight Wilder, man. Kurt, do you like Will Smith in Ali movie? I like Will Smith. I didn't care for him in the Ali movie, no. He got big as shit, but like Ali wasn't built like that. You know what I'm saying? Ali's like bottom heavy. You know, he's a mover. You know, he has fast hands, but his like upper body was lean. He had thicker legs than anything else. You know what I mean? So he like for Will to get all buff and shit like that for like to play him was stupid. You know what I mean? That's just Hollywood shit there. You know. Okay, yeah, I know that's something was different. You know, Ali has a smaller ears than Smith. Oh yeah, everyone has smaller ears than Smith. Smith has ears like Blue Blood Sports TV. Back at y'all with another one. Yorkie Elliott. Oliver McCall was one tough cookie for a heavyweight, limited but tough. Yorkie Elliott. Let me tell you something about Oliver McCall. Oliver McCall knocked out Lennox Lewis. I've seen Oliver McCall spar Mike Tyson, and he was giving Mike Tyson the business. I mean, this undefeated Mike Tyson. I don't mean the Mike Tyson, that got stopped by Buster Douglas. This is Blue Blood Slick TV. Oh man, when we were kings, that was a brilliant. Yeah, that was a good one. When we were kings, I got that. I actually have that DVD. Actually, they went back from Jack Johnson all the way to Ali. No, Jack Johnson to Mike Tyson. So they followed every heavyweight from Jack Johnson to Mike Tyson when we were kings. Yeah, Feed the Bear, Counterpunch to you, bro. That was an excellent, excellent DVD. You know what? In fact, I need to go and find it because I haven't. You know how you stop seeing shit and then you start looking for it? I haven't saw that in a while. Let me go find it. That's one of those. I see the accent sneaks in a bit though. Favorite female boxer? That's easy. Layla Ali. McCall had a granite chin. Yeah, he was just crazy as shit. I don't know what happened to him. Maybe it was drugs. Maybe, I don't know. Because he did not fight Lennox Lewis, bro. They should have changed that to like a no contest. Because Oliver McCall was in no type of mental shape to fight anybody. You want to talk about mental illness, Ryan Garcia. Let's talk about Mike Tyson. Let's talk about Oliver McCall. Let's talk about these guys that actually had breakdowns. The guys that Ike Barabucci. Those guys had mental illness. These guys had some type of mental illness in play. Okay? Not, hey, I'm not feeling like fighting fucking Fonfora, not Fonfora, but Fortuna. So yeah, I'm going to dip out. I'm going to cancel that fight only to take another fight this fucking summer. Doesn't even make sense. You know, it was crazy. It was absolutely nuts. Kurt, do you wait? Kurt, do you feel the Rocky movies are a good advert for the sport or too silly? No, it's good, Rocco. I think three. Okay, one and two was kind of bullshit. Let's just be real. One and two were kind of bullshit, but the third one showed that hey, make adaptations. They implemented like the physical awareness in that, the mental awareness. Like he was afraid. Like mentally, he had to overcome things on top of the fact he had to learn a different style. You can't beat everyone the same way. You can't knock everyone out like that. Yes, it was a movie, but Rocky would have been better if he stuck to boxing and beat Clubber Lang, let him tire himself out, not let him hit him like the way he got hit. No, that was all Hollywood. But he showed that, hey, I need to do certain things in here, you know, different from how I did last time because the last time I got knocked the fuck out. Look at Joshua. Joshua thought he was going to go in there and knock out Ruiz and let in 3 or 4 rounds. And Ruiz is going to make him $7 million. And Anthony Joshua was going to once again successfully defend his titles, right? It didn't happen. But what didn't happen the second time around? He didn't get knocked out. He didn't get knocked down. He boxed. That's more realistic because he learned and he adapted to the style of fight that Andy Ruiz brought to him. Okay, so that's the difference all day long. So Rocky 3 reminded me of that. It reminded me of someone that actually had to make adjustments in order to win or to beat the opponent that beat him before. All right, so there you go. I got here later, so you might have talked about this, but I have missed it. Do you think Floyd was holding back on Logan? He got a TKO win against Conor, but couldn't even knock out a YouTuber. Mo, I couldn't answer that question because I didn't see the whole fight. So I'm the wrong person to ask. I just seen the highlights based on what I heard, based on the highlights. This is where we're counterpunching. So what we'll do here is okay, now we're at 1,500 votes, right? So I appreciate each and everybody or each and every one of you guys that did vote. So out of 1,500 votes, all right, should this be the last exhibition Floyd for Mayweather or fight for Floyd Mayweather? It's 81% that says yes, it should be the last. 19% should say no out of 1,500 votes. So there you go. George Chavallo and Ike Abarabucci too. Yeah. Andre Ward may or maybe would have beat Calzaghe. Yeah, I think he would have beat Calzaghe. It would have been a great fight though. See, Calzaghe and think about Andre Ward. Let me tell you guys about Andre Ward. He wasn't scared of anybody. He wasn't the hardest puncher, but if anything, he was an aggressive boxer that liked to scrap and work the body on the inside. Okay, he had great technique, but more than technique, he had discipline. Meaning, you didn't see a lot of Andre Ward's habits when he was in the ring. You didn't see those because he wouldn't give you anything. And then the mistakes he did make, he would make adjustments for those. Look what he did to Sullivan Barrera. And I just recently saw. Him fight Kovalev 1 and 2, right? And that was actually last week. And I seen him, and there was some good fights. And Andre knows how to take it to you. He ain't gonna elude. He's gonna fight you because he wants to get those punches in the inside. How do you feel about Jamie Foxx playing Mike Tyson? I think it's going to be a good fight. And I think Jamie Foxx is one hell of an actor. And he has Mike down. He can be old Mike, young Mike, mad Mike, happy Mike. He is Mike. Look, you're going to see someone like Mike. You're going to see him fight. And if you guys notice, what's her name? Robin Givens, she's trying to clout chase. Oh, don't talk about me in the fight in there. I'm like, you were his wife that fucking drained him dry and lied about you being pregnant. Yeah. You know what I mean? The Hurricane starring Denzel Washington is a very good movie. It is very good. Little Bullet, I learned it wasn't quite accurate though, to be fair. Because there's a lot of things about Reuben the Hurricane Carter that people didn't know about. I was being sarcastic about Frotch in response to a comment about him. He never had glass chin, never ducked out. Only losses were to Kessler and Ward. They were both on points. McCain was on heroin. McCall was on heroin. I don't know about it. He was on something. Ann Wolfe versus Lucille Riker. Ooh. Oh my. Sexy versus sexy. Tough versus tough. You know, like Lucille Riker, I used to actually dislike her. And it was crazy because, you know, she had that rivalry with Christy Martin for the longest time. And she played on $1 Million Baby, and she hit Salma Swank, right? She hit Salma Swank, and Salma Swank, you know, if you guys haven't seen $1 Million Baby, she took a cheap shot at this woman, right? And like I couldn't stand her until like I started watching interviews about her, you know, and it was like, oh man, and she was pretty hot too. I think she's older now, but you know, I was like, man, she don't look half bad. You know what I'm saying? Lucia Riker. Yeah. Oh, but I know she got knocked out fucking around trying to kickbox. She was like trying to fight a dude, and the dude knocked her ass out. You know, Lennox Lewis is the GOAT. Yeah, he's a bad mother sucker. Lennox Lewis is tough. You know, Josh Taylor coming for Crawford now. I mean, Crawford don't. He's if I'm man, I don't even want to talk about Crawford because if I'm Crawford, man, I would have left Bob after Bob started talking shit at me. And you notice Bob is getting a little braver because he's getting older. He's starting not to even have filters no more. So he's starting to disrespect people without even feeling bad about it. Well, I'm just telling the truth. I mean, no disrespect to Terrence Crawford. Fucking old bastard. Shut up. McCall had his demons that followed him into the second fight. He did. Floyd should fight heavyweights. Come on, man. Logan Paul was grabbing. Yeah, he was. Gar, the Rocky character, was based on a man in America. Go look it up. Yeah? Gar, the Rocky character, was based on a man. Oh, yeah. Mayweather or Pacquiao? I would go for Pacquiao right now, but guess what, guys? We haven't seen Pacquiao in like 2 years. You know what I'm saying? You are not a boxing head if you condone this absolute money draining from guys who work hard and put their lives on the line all exhibition. Calzaghe would have smoked Ward. Calzaghe threw too many punches, especially at light heavyweight. He did throw a lot of punches, but I don't think he would. I don't think Calzaghe would throw punches fighting someone like Ward like he threw them. Because for one, he would get when you throw punches like that, you're allowable to get countered. Ask Amir Khan about all that shit. All of those fucking flurries, you get countered like that. You step to the left or the right, you know. Default, good point. I think I remember him boxing in a cowboy movie. Did Rocky block a single punch in it? No, he didn't. He got hit the whole time like a retard. And that ain't real, people. That's not real. That's why I think this first and second Rocky was retarded. I liked them, just because it's Rocky. But I mean, the third one only made sense because somebody will knock you the fuck out. You taking shots like that. I'm sorry. You know. Lady Sean Dunn Dim season counterpunch to you, dear heart. Oh, I joined you live. I hear the guy with, yeah, Larry, it was the floating rib shot. Yeah, I know, right? That's Lennox Lewis. Yeah, he got hit with the floating rib shot, man. That's what you call a floating rib shot. Yeah. Yeah. What are you talking about, Lennox? Oh, yeah, floating rib shot. You don't know that? Well, you don't know anything else. You don't know anything either. I don't expect you to, Larry. You don't know either. Yeah, it was Chuck Wepner. It was. John Wayne named Marion Morrison. They robbed Robin Reed against Galzaki. Spinal. Spinal. Counterpunch to you. Andre Rodriguez is in the building. Floyd Mayweather Jr. should call it a day. And now all the best from Sheffield, England. Mark the Pittsmore Owl. Counterpunch to you. Little green eyes. Tommy Morrison related to him. Yeah, he Duke's like great nephew or some shit. Yeah. Did John Wayne ever have kids? Mayweather was implying Pacquiao still fighting because he got to like he's broke or something. I highly doubt it. Well, yeah, that's it. I mean, that's what Floyd will say. This is my last impression of the day because I got a split. You guys always trying to compare me to Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao still competing with all these young guys, But at the end of the day, Floyd Mayweather, I don't have to fight all these young guys. I don't have to take all these young fighters. I don't have to fight any of them. Floyd fights who Floyd wants to fight. Floyd who fights who Floyd wants to fight. Manny Pacquiao, he has to fight these guys because he still owes the IRS. He still owes the IRS a bunch of money. I'm surprised he fight in America because he owes Uncle Sam his money. All my shit paid for. What about Manny Pacquiao? He got about 100 hands out. He be sending money. He be donating money that he don't have. So, I'm the money man. I move whenever I want to move. I move whenever I want to move. I'm not worried about Manny Pacquiao. But anyway, guys, it's been fun. I'm going to make an attempt to do 2 to 3 live streams a week. So stay tuned for those, because we're taking it to higher and greater limits. Everybody, I hope you guys are blessed. Have a great rest of your night or evening. And all of you have been counterpunched. Peace. And I'm out of here, Blues One. Get the hell out of here.